There is no contradiction between socialism and capitalism whatsoever. None. Socialism will almost unanimously be defined as democratic ownership of a firm. Capitalism, on the other hand, will most often fall under the vague categorical abstraction of private ownership of a firm and its operation for profit, accumulation of capital, and wage labor. Not a word of what I just said implies that the two aforementioned concepts couldn't be compatible. The idea that capitalism and socialism are two diametrically opposed philosophies is an absurd and absolutely erroneous lie propagated predominantly by those on the far right and far left to achieve their absolute and uncompromising goals, whereas the synthesis of capitalism and socialism will serve an immense net benefit to the globe. Just to differentiate, America, Saudi Arabia, Singapore, Nigeria, and Canada will say that they all have many elements of capitalism in their macroeconomic system, so it's obvious capitalism means different things to different people. North Korea, West Taiwan, Cuba, and the Nordic countries will say that their systems feature different element of socialism, so patently, socialism means different things to different people. The modus operandi I and other contemporary Keynesian social democrats want to use to implement socialism is heavily incentivizing worker cooperatives over traditional shareholder corporations. According to mostly utilitarian ethics, workplace democratization in which employees actually have a stake in a business and can vote on significant decisions for the establishment and elect their peers into managerial positions are the best method of doing business from our standpoint. Because each employee has an equal stake in a cooperative, they have leverage over what they do in it, how much they're paid, how well they're treated, and the company's future, which allows for much less worker exploitation, especially when compared to traditional shareholder businesses, in alignment with what the UK's Labour Party has been putting onto their platform in preparation for the near future. So if you want more information about their plan to smoothly segue into socialistic businesses, the link's in the description. By incentivizing the establishment of worker co-ops via much less taxes than the antiquated shareholder corporation in which the investors, who own most of the controlling voting shares, have all the power, and taxing said businesses even more particularly at the corporate level and with capital gains made on their stocks and bonds, this will smoothly encourage entrepreneurs to adopt business types with more level playing fields. Once any and all businesses that aren't employee-owned or registered as such will have fully achieved the socialistic idea in America, and we won't stop until workplace democratization is achieved globally. Now, to all you free market, anti-socialistic, Bezos cock-sucking monopoly man bootlicking free market right-wingers out there, in what way, shape, or form is there a contradiction with capitalism? I want these cooperatives to exist in a market system, and like any other businesses, cooperatives accumulate capital to fund their future endeavors, which they'll eventually pay back to their investors, have private property registered under the company's name as a legally recognized entity, and wage labor. Additionally, in a market system, prices fluctuate sometimes minimally and sometimes drastically based on forces of supply and demand. I want worker cooperatives to innovate and find creative ways to provide underlying value to humanity in a market system with stakeholder-oriented commerce at the forefront of their minds. The main object of the implementation of a Keynesian socialist system in a market economy is to primarily provide underlying value to humanity, and secondly, profit, as utility should be at the forefront of a business operation. I've never had a problem with someone making money via ethical means. Social democracy isn't anti-profit. In fact, it's very pro-profit, but a major stipulation is that wealth should be generated on a level playing field. Keynesian social democracy, pertaining to the way I want it to be effectuated, ticks all the signature elements of both socialism and capitalism, which is why harmony of both is the perfect economic meritocracy oriented to reward the true producers of value acting in good faith.